Hello everyone. I originally intended a special video for everyone that I filmed back in the city on Monday. It was going to be something everybody was going to enjoy, but it's going to have to be put on delay because I need to issue a warning to the jailbreak community because I think this needs to be expressed with concern. Now, there has been a process using the Transmac program that lets you upgrade or downgrade in case the image file from Mac for Rain USB. I have done my own personal testing, and in my honest opinion, this method is fine by me. If you want to downgrade for iCloud or check Rain, go on ahead. As long as it's from 0.9.7 all the way down to the first version that was released back around my birthday, and believe it or not, on my exact birthday, November 8th. Alright? So that's how far back, and I can prove this going to the Check Rain website. Okay? So we go all the way down to, I'm double checking this, 0.9. So this was the one that goes back to, once again, my birthday. Now, in theory, if you want to use 0.9 with Rain USB, which was released on my 24th birthday, November 8th, 2019, go on ahead. But I need to talk to you all about the latest iteration of Check Rain that was released on February 5th, 2020. Now, I have done this method regarding, and I'll show you this to give you an example. I'm not going to actually do it, but I'll just give you an example. We need to run as administrator, obviously, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because this is a method that I have seen in the community, which I'm fine with. I have no issue with. But there is misinformation going around that you can upgrade to 0.9.8. First of all, this idea of upgrading immediately cannot logically work. This method was intended for people to use Rainstorm for their Windows machines, so that way people can jailbreak on the current firmware of iOS 13.3.1. So to give you an idea, if you go into your USB, your micro SD card, or your USB flash drive, you can go into Rain USB, click on Applications, and here's your Check Rain. Here's your Check Rain, right here, alright? No issue, you don't lose any file, you don't lose the plist, for an example, if you're having that issue. You don't lose anything you've done in the past. I've double checked this. 0.9.7 works fine. I've downgraded and upgraded this evening. So, if you want to open a disk image for an example, you could use 0.9.6. Let's make this bigger so if you're on a smartphone, I can help you understand what I'm talking about. So here's 0.9.6 up here. If you try to get rid of the file on here right now on Applications and try to upgrade this to 0.9.8, go into the terminal of Rain USB, type in Rainstorm, guess what will happen? It will not work. Oh, my bad, it was Check Rain, because I am tired, alright? It is late at night. I've been working all day because I thought I was going to do earlier this evening a dual tutorial on how to upgrade from 0.9.7 to 0.9.8. That didn't happen. That's why you're seeing this video on February 6th, Thursday. And I have to explain that if you try to do it and you type in checkrain on your terminal, nothing launches up. But if you downgrade to 0.9.6, for an example, that will 100% work. So if you want to do that, I have no problem with that. But I feel that there is misinformation going around claiming that 0.9.8 is going to work. Absolutely not. Alright, and I'll give you an example. Let's say you're going to use Bauna Etcher right now. This is the website that I use to get the image files for Bauna Etcher. So if I go down here, I can only get 0.9.7. That's it. Because 0.9.7 was released in January. Rain USB was released in January. Just came out last month. So, hopefully, this group who runs this website right here will hopefully make us upgrade to 0.9.8 by using the image file, downloading it for Mac OS, and then hopefully we can use it on Transmac. Hopefully they will update the tool for future reference. So that way if we need to update, we can do that. But for now, this is what I want to give the best suggestion. If you are on 13.3.1, and I will check this right now, the ISPW, for an example, we'll go to my iPhone 8, which is the GSM model, and I will show you that 13.3 is still supported. Because I get word that, and this is going to sound crazy, Uncover may be coming back. Now I want to talk about this. I clarified. Here we go. If you are on an 812 or an 813 device, the Uncovered Jailbreak may soon support 812 through 813 devices. Developer Pwan2Own is planning to integrate a new exploit discovered by Brendan Assad into the popular Jailbreak utility. If successful, this would introduce jailbreak support for the iPhone XR, iPhone XS, the XS Max, the 11, the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max. Assad announced the exploit on Twitter back on Tuesday, February 4th. If you are interested in bootstrapping iOS kernel, research on 8.13 or 8.12 in that case. Keep those devices, iPhone XR, iPhone XS, XS Max, 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. Keep it on 11. Keep that phone on iOS 13.3. So, in general, I would say stay with 13.3. However, if Apple decides to close the signing window for any odd reason, because knowing Apple, they always do, thankfully you can put your device in DFU recovery mode. You can do that. So that way, check rain. Let's say if you are on 0.9.7 and prefer to use rain USB, which is the preferential way I want to jailbreak, then by all means you can do that right now. But I made a Linux tutorial last night I encourage you all to watch that if you want to experiment with Linux. Personally, I just don't think the Linux is the right fit for me. I prefer the USB method with the flash drive or the SD card because you can do it offline, no problem. Everything is set once you flash it with Balena Etcher. But I also want to mention something that I saw on Twitter. Okay? So we're going to go on Twitter and we're going to look up somebody very familiar in the jailbreak community. Who is this person, you may be wondering? That's right, iMatt. He is the one that warned us as well. And I'll give you proof that iMatt warned us. Because I think that there is improper information going around regarding the Rain USB. So if we go to iMatt's YouTube channel, we're going to go here right now. Right here. So what I'm going to go to is here. So we'll pause the video. So in theory, there is a little misinformation to any check Rain version. But if we go to the thumbnail, for an example. Look at this. New method. Now, what does this mean, you may be wondering? Well, what new method? We don't know what this new method is. Let's take a look at this website. Let's take a look, shall we? I want to see what this is. I have to turn off my ad block. So we have to see what happens here. That's why I'm ranting. Normally you hear me yell. I don't want to yell. Alright? It is late at night. My mom has to go to work tomorrow. And I have to go to work tomorrow. Okay? Look what happens. We get redirected to this website. Look at that. Misinformation. Misinformation. You want proof there's more misinformation? You want more proof? You really want more proof? Really want more proof? Right? Here is a comment from Orhan, and I quote, and we'll try to highlight this. I want to highlight this. Rain USB doesn't work with 0.9.8. I just tried it. It works with other versions though. I don't know why. Don't try this because it's not going to work. You need to fix it somehow. And again, completely agree with this comment. Completely agree. But notice, iMatt doesn't heart the comment. Notice that. No. So again, downgrading, I do not absolutely have a problem with. Downgrading is something we want to experiment with, right? Makes complete sense here. But then we get this tweet. I know this is from this morning. Let's take a look at this, shall we? We don't know if this is official.
Cover mode and then enter DFU mode.
We don't know if this is really official. Look at this. Look at this. It looks like a Windows machine. It looks like this person's using Windows on a demo. So, is this a command prompt? Is this the command prompt in Windows? That's the question it needs to be answered, in my opinion. So, are we getting closer to a Windows tool? Are we getting close? Okay. So this does look verified. This does look verified. It looks like we are getting closer to a Windows tutorial being done on this channel. I want to definitely do a Windows tutorial because my main OS is Windows. And if I could use Windows to update each time, and if we see something on the Checkbrain website for future reference, okay, not an issue. But I will say this right now. That way I don't misinform everybody to wrap up this video. iPhone 5S, iPhone 10. You're fine right now. You can jailbreak using Checkbrain because of the boot ROM exploit that was found last year in 2019. Still relevant now in 2020. But if you have the iPhone 10R, 10S, 10S Max, 11, 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max, please, by all means, stay on a firmware from 13.3 below. So you have a limited amount of time right now to upgrade to 13.3. I suggest as soon as you're done watching this video, upgrade if you can. What are you waiting for? You have nothing to lose. Because we're getting closer to an uncovered tool being released. We're getting close, I think. But I will much prefer to use a computer because I've been jailbreaking for years. I go back to iOS 6. And the bottom line is, I just prefer a computer. It's my personal preference. Sure, with Uncover with iOS 12, that was a whole different story. But be careful out there. Just be careful. There's a lot of misinformation going around. I'm not saying go ahead and spew anger at iMat or anything like that. What I am suggesting is somebody needs to make the record straight. Somebody needs to go on YouTube, like me, put time and effort, and tell you all that you need to be informed. You need to be careful. Thankfully, if you made this hiccup, like I did, your friend DMG File can help you here. The disk image files are here for a reason. And as long as they're around from the Checkbrain website and you have Transmac, you have no issues. So, with that being all said, thank you all for watching. And I'm going to keep my word. If 0.9.8 is supported on RAIN USB, I will do a proper tutorial. When the Windows tool does get released, because we may be getting closer any day now. I'm hoping maybe even before President's Day. Just keeping my fingers crossed. or maybe even on President's Day, because we're only now under a week away from President's Day. Maybe we'll get it then. Maybe. Or, I know I'm a little bit superstitious, but save March 17th as a possibility. Because maybe the luck of the Irish will bless us with the official check rain tool for Windows on St. Patrick's Day. And I love to point theories out. I was wrong on the first night of Hanukkah for check rain being released on Linux. Same thing on Christmas. It's only February 5th. You're seeing this video on February 6th. Things can change. But I hope you all will agree with me. The theorized release date for check rain Windows, February 17th. Let's keep that date in mind. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.